Today we'll be starting with Gone Home, a newly released indie title from the Fulbright Company, which are these guys right here. These happy, excitable dudes who have been working on this game for quite a bit of time and has received quite a bit of press in the indie community and actually more mainstream press lately as the game has garnered more acclaim. So I've really been looking forward to this game for a few months now since I first heard about it. And so I decided to make my first GameWisp plays over Gone Home. Give you a little bit of backstory. This game is about a 19-year-old girl who returns back from a year of college to a mansion that her family has moved into in the year in which she's been gone. When she gets to the mansion, she discovers that everyone is gone, and there is a mysterious note from her sister Sam tacked to the front door. And so that's where we're going to start the game, on the front porch, and we'll go from there. So without further ado, here's Gone Home. Okay guys, so here we are in the world of Gone Home. As you can hear in the background, there's quite a thunderous roar of storm going on. We're in what appears to be a foyer here, or mudroom, or whatever. And you can really tell immediately that a lot of the stuff in this game within the house is rendered in pretty meticulous detail. Among these being Caitlin Greenbrier, that's you, your bags sitting here on the porch, and we also note that it is June 6, 1995, so there will be no Google to help us here. So approaching the front door, we find a note to us, Katie, from our sister Sam. It basically uses tricky reverse psychology to tell us that we should definitely see what Sam's been doing. So we're going to bust up in this house and figure out what's going on. Or maybe not. So here's puzzle number one. The door is locked. Let's look around. See what we can get into here. Christmas duck. Right mouse or left shift to examine a held object. Here's our Christmas duck. You can see it costs $6 at some wonderful novelty store. So what do we do with Christmas duck? Ah! Christmas duck. Here's what I'm looking for. And since I'm not just a messy jerk, I'll put Christmas duck back. I even close the doors. But I'm turning that lamp on. Alright, so I assume this is the door key, for sure. And here we are. So let's take a look around here. Tissue box, nothing too dramatic there. Kind of cool that we can just pick all this stuff up and take a look around. I mean, even this has been skinned pretty meticulously down to the barcode there. Pretty neat stuff. So, let's see what else is going on. Looks like we've got some cards and notes. Open the door. What's this? A note. Directions to work from house. Okay. So before Google Maps, this is how your forefathers did it, ladies and gentlemen. They just drew really crude maps on pieces of paper and then gave some pretty generic directions and hope for the best. Good to know. Picking that up one more time. Let's go back to that. Travel time. Hour and 10 minutes. Pretty shocking. So maybe mom and dad are at work. Who knows? What else we got down here? And various home-based detritus that we don't really care about. Closet. What's this? It looks like the mom, Janice, is a park ranger of sorts. It's kind of cool. Right behind us. So we'll see a lot of boxes just kind of thrown around. Looks like they haven't finished moving yet. Here's the board game. So check out that water damage on the top of that. That's pretty cool. Pretty thorough there. I like that a lot. I don't really know what I'm going to do with this. Just put it back here and hope we don't need it later. Shut this. Let's just go. Alright, yeah, so recently moved in, definitely. Oh, actually, not recent. August of '94. So it's been about a year. It looks like they moved out right after we left. Um, yeah, tons of movers.
Dear Katie, so much has changed, even just since you've been away. We moved into this house. I'm in a new school, and my big sister being gone for a year doesn't make it any easier. It doesn't feel real, but I'm not gonna let it faze me. I used to tell you everything, and if I can't do it in person, because you're off gallivanting around who knows where, I'll tell it to this journal, just like I was talking to you.
So, you know, that's kind of cool. Didn't want to interrupt the talking there to note that Stephen King is, pretty heavily called out on Author Magazine for 1995 here, which was a good year for Stephen King, I think, if I recall correctly. You can look me up and tell me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I think this game pays somewhat of homage to Stephen King and other kind of famous authors and various pop culture references from the era, so it's kind of cool. Maybe we'll see more nods to famous authors as we move along. And right now, I'm just kind of playing around, guys. Let's be honest. It's kind of neat that you can interact with this much in a bathroom, and very nicely rendered. Also, I think I've said that like a million times already. Check through here. It's really loud. Cleansing powder. It's an irritant. Good to know. I don't know why I'm just like manically wanting to turn stuff off and close doors and things of that nature. I guess if I lived in this house, I'd be pretty upset if I came in and my daughter had just turned everything on everywhere. Kids these days, right? No respect. Alright, got some messages here.
Sam. Hello? Sam! Sam, where are you? Really? I need to talk to you. Please be there.
Hi, Mom. So I got my ticket home from Europe. I get back on June 6th, but it's a really late flight because that was the cheapest, so it gets in at midnight. But don't worry, I'll get a shuttle from the airport so you don't have to pick me up. Like, really seriously, you don't have to. Okay, so, love you. See you soon. Bye.
Yeah, so you guys missed the intro, which was the last phone message there that they played. Before that, we got some pretty disturbing stuff looking for Sam, so who knows what she's into. Here's Katie's itinerary from '94, written on paper. Wonderfully old school. And you can see it looks like we've been spending some time in Amsterdam. Good place to spend a year, probably. Maybe we've been abroad or something. Also picked up this pencil during the video while the machine was playing, and interesting that I have no idea what in this house is going to prove useful later, because all this stuff is so wonderfully common. Will I need a pencil later? Will I remember it's in this drawer? I don't really have inventory, so I guess I'll have to come back and find out when the time comes. Alright, so here's the wonderful family. There we go, Jan and Terry. Look at them. Look at old Terry. Looking all official. I bet he's like a banker or something. Alright. What's going on? Oh, this isn't creepy at all. So I feel like a crossover between this game and Amnesia would be absolutely horrifying. Oh, here's our map. So we can see I'm in the hallway. There was the front porch and the foyer. Various items. I guess I do have an inventory. I'm a liar. So I have a key, a boarding pass, and as well as my passport here. So that's some pretty cool stuff to have in an inventory, right? And the journal entry we got previously. Which who knows? Maybe we'll come back and visit that later. Yet another closet. And another note. So I guess this is for Sister Sam. Yeah, positive attitude. She didn't check that one off the list. That's sad. Alright, good deal.
Oh my god. You are so lucky you finished high school before we moved into this house. So, it's the first day of school, and there I am, introducing myself to the class. And I say that I just moved into the house on Arbor Hill. All of a sudden, every kid in the room turns and just stares like I suddenly transformed into a mutant. I just stood there, wishing pretty hard for a rewind button. Because now maybe nobody knows my name, but they all know who I am. The Psycho House Girl. Great.
Okay, so she was referred to as the Psycho House Girl. Perhaps this house is wonderfully haunted, and it will be like Amnesia. I guess we'll find out as time goes on. So I found a postcard during the audio log. Had it up here a while so you guys can read it. Yeah, good stuff. So apparently we were in Paris or something instead of Amsterdam, or maybe it was both. Who knows? We'll figure it out. Obituary, eh? So, here we are. We're looking at an obituary for Oscar Jacques Masson. Or Mason, I don't know, whatever his name is. Basically he died. Turns out he was the owner of this particular house. And his survivors include Terrence Greenbrier, which, if you were paying attention earlier, that is our father. So this is, to some degree, I think, our great uncle, and so we're currently living in his house, and I believe there's some sort of negative connotation attached to that. Maybe we'll find his ghost. Nobody knows. Alright, so, moving on. A couple of other things we have in here is a pack of cards. Looks like just straight up run-of-the-mill playing cards. And we also have this photograph, which is of vital importance, because something that got missed in the recording of this Let's Play is this particular journal entry, which I'll go ahead and play just so you can hear it again.
You know that feeling where the first moment you see someone, it's like they have a big gold star around them, and you have to get to know them? Well, there's this girl. I think she's a senior. She's usually dressed kind of punk. But sometimes I see her in this, army uniform. She's always drawing in this notebook, looking so intense. I had no idea how I would ever, have an excuse to talk to her. Till I noticed she and her friends hang out and play Street Fighter at the 7-Eleven every day after school.
So, I think we're getting some kind of, friend interest here, or I don't know, maybe perhaps a love interest. Who knows? But in any case, here is DeSoto, is her name. She's probably ROTC or something. What's more interesting is the people that you can't see in the photograph on the left and the right. Kind of wondering who they are, since they're obviously in the foreground. Maybe we'll get some information about them, too. Interesting side note, I also played Street Fighter at a 7-Eleven in 1995, so striking a special note for me. So I'm going to skip that door to the right, pop in here real fast. And here we see what looks to be the living room. Interesting, just an old empty matchbook.
This is a severe weather warning. The Northwest Weather Service reports high winds with torrential rain conditions affecting the following counties: Austin County, Boone County, Dawn County, Tacoma County, and Wistaria County. Residents are strongly urged to stay indoors and secure all windows and doors. Flood conditions are expected at lower elevations.
Nice. So we've got CD and Laserdisc here. All kinds of fun stuff like signal to noise ratio. Fun sciencey things. So that's kind of cool. So that's looks to be a Pioneer combo, CD Laserdisc player. Maybe there was some VHS involved there. But we can see that it is obviously missing. So I'm going to guess, here's my completely unfounded guess, is that Sam took it with her and hawked it to make a little money to run away to wherever she's going. So we'll find out. Some other stuff here. It's a crazy low crouch. Some VHS tapes hiding here. And a book. Yeah, so definitely looks like my girl Sam was pretty depressed and lonely based on this book. Dads are really great at being clueless, I think, as we can tell here, is the answer to all your problems, totally in a book about making friends. Poor clueless dad. Alright, another closet. Bam. See what's going on in here. Alright. So this is by our sister in the 2nd grade here. Get to read about the turtle people. Good to know. Cool pirate stuff going on at the bottom. It was the black pirate ship. She yelled. Thought we lost them at the Horse Island. The first mate said, looks like you thought too soon, matey. I mean, we gotta insert some pirate stuff in here, right? The black ship came along the side, and Captain Black himself came on the deck. The black ship, he yelled to Captain Allegra. I'm gonna make her Spanish. You're never gonna find the edge. There ain't no paradise, and your father were a liar. Maybe that's like Pier, he was a leer. Captain Allegra yelled back, then why do you keep following us, you imbecile? The first mate yelled out, we'll stop you, Captain Black. We'll find the edge of the world, and you'll see our father was no leer. The battle kept going, or the battle, I'm sorry, until Captain Allegra's ship got away. Now west, she said. The ship sailed toward the sunset. Pirate fights, good times. So I guess even at like a young age here, we're seeing some kind of fascination with running away or skedaddling into the wild blue yonder. So perhaps as we go on, we'll see this theme continue with our good friend Sam Greenbrier. What's going on here? Looks like there's nothing else of value in here. Next ring. Okay, so looking around the living room some more. There's a letter. So it seems like our father, as stuffy as he looked in the family portrait, is in fact a published author. So rather than, writing or balancing checkbooks or whatever his bankers do, I don't know. He's been writing perhaps some interesting fiction, and now he is reviewing Laserdisc players. So good times. So this, the Stephen King parallel is kind of funny here, right? So we have this published author. They moved to this big creepy house. Kind of almost like a Shining thing going on, which is kind of neat. Another tissue box. Still, I've said this before. I'm just extremely impressed by how well they have kind of fleshed out a house. It's pretty crazy. Let's see what's going on here. Alright. A bit of mid-90s rock music. A bit more while it's playing. Just can't leave it on the floor, guys. Oh, yeah. That's some basement stuff right there. Nice mid-90s punk. I'm just going to let it run. So it's a magic tape recorder. Sound follows everywhere. Alright, can't take it, guys. Sorry. Thought I could do it. It's not in me. Gotta kill it. Sorry, punk rock. Role model. A Girl Scout. Nice. Not familiar with that punk band or if they're even real. Crumpled note. So we got some note passing. Oh, kids can be so cruel, right? Maybe we all experienced hazing over our crazy uncles in high school. I know I did. So perhaps this is hitting a little close to home for some of us. Sad times. So obviously Sam's having some hard times, which is kind of a bummer, right? High school sucks. Paper. Yeah, so here's the beginning of his review, kind of cut off in the middle. Perhaps he just thought it wasn't that great, or maybe he just took reviewing Laserdisc players way too seriously. We've got some crazy, crazy conspiracy theory stuff going on about JFK. So that's fun and disturbing. Looks like he's trying to write some sci-fi. What are you writing here, old Terry? Alright, so got some kind of junky sci-fi going on there. A little bit of time travel stuff, so that's fun. Nice old school word processor, which I didn't comment on earlier, but wow. Hello 90s. What else is going on here? Just empty 3-ring binder. Perhaps something worth reading. Oh, it's in this guy. Nothing. What's this? Terrence Greenbrier. Oh, fancy. Alright. So it looks to me like we've got a dad working on a novel. Yeah, perhaps about JFK. Maybe he's doing some research or just going straight up crazy. I guess that depends on the outcome we'll find later. So we have a locked file cabinet. So I'm sure all the good stuff's going to be in there. Just being thorough, we notice those are empty. So now we'll have to find the arbitrary combination to carry on. Requirements, colors of wiring. So I mean, obviously, we're foreshadowing here that we're going to have some electrical problems, and it's probably going to be used for some manner of cheap or wonderful scares. I guess we'll find out. That's my assumption. Because, I mean, we're in a creepy house by ourselves. How can you not futz with the power, right? Oscillating fan. Delightfully old school. Looks like nothing else here is really drawing our eye. Looking for a password. By password, I of course mean combination to this file cabinet. Oh wait, what is that? So here's our particularly creepy library slash study, I guess. Half expect to encounter monsters. What's this? Dad's second book, eh? The Excellent Briar. So yes, he was writing a book about JFK. So he's nowhere near as insane as we first believed. I was really hoping he was a crazy conspiracy theorist, but I guess that's not the case. Oh well. Maybe in the next game. Maybe in the sequel we'll have a crazy dad in a big mansion going all shining on everybody. So, assuming this is some of Sam's material here, either Sam's or maybe dear old Terry trying to figure out what's up with his perhaps crazy teenage daughter, or at least angsty. Who knows? What do we have here? Yep, definitely finding proof that at least the father doesn't really seem to understand his daughter very well. So, yeah, looks like the electronic component review gig is not going that well for old Terrence, which is a shame. Also bizarre that he would just keep that hanging out here and scrawled what I assume is the combination to his file cabinet on it. So 0451. Interesting combination, actually. So this particular combination, here's a little bit of trivia, actually appeared in the original Bioshock, and maybe subsequent releases, I'm not entirely sure, as a combination on a door you couldn't open, nor could you find a combination for it anywhere, I believe. Don't quote me on that. But it was a door that was put there with that particular combination as the significance of Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451, of which the designer, Ken Levine, was a fan. So, recalling that from memory, could be wrong, but I think that's correct. And it's neat to see it here. Wondering if it's a nod, once again, to the good old Ray Bradbury and Fahrenheit 451. There's your random trivia for the evening. Alright, here's a document. What do we got? So this is made out to Mr. Mason, who was the previous owner of this house, who died here. I assume his ghost is probably in the attic. That's where we keep those things, right? In big creepy houses. So what is this here? Looks like a will and testament. So he died alone. No outstanding debts. Bequeathed all his items to his nephew, our father, good old Terry. And if he can't pick up the slack as being the heir to this estate, it falls on to Sam and I guess. Good times, Will and Testament. There it is, written in longhand. Very cool. Alright, so, found the will and testament. So we know it's ours. It's our house. We own it. Good times. This house is pretty immense, so I'm just leaving everything on at this point so I can figure out where I've been and where I haven't. Bunch of coupons. Tortilla chips. Good times. Pamphlet. I don't know what this is for. Oh, for the mom, right? Because she does forestry stuff, so yeah, I assume that's her. So perhaps we're going to find out a little bit about Mummy Dearest. Yeah, this is horrifying. Let's turn the lights on. I'm going to turn all the lights on because dark rooms in storms are really scary. Right? Let's be honest here. Books, books. More books. I wonder if that's a real book. Not entirely sure. That's super 90s. Look at that. Lasers. That's how you knew it was the 90s. Huh. Hell was that? I heard something. It was a little disturbing. Yeah, so this is all kinds of fun stuff about the reproductive system, which you learn about in high school apparently. I already love the title, The Minstrel Cycle novella. So I don't really know, in the world of Let's Plays, if it's particularly kosher to read walls of text out loud. And I don't really want to voice an Essa Glatz as we talk about our Minstrel Cycle. So hopefully you're just reading this one as we move through it. But it looks like she is on a train. Apparently there's some ovum development. She meets up with Boris. Okay, so Boris and Essa meet on a train, and then we get to talk about World War II. So, good times. I really enjoy this particularly dark paragraph. So, definitely some World War II murder and action going on. Wow, this is just angsty teenage gold right here. I'm leaving it up for quite a bit of time, but it's pretty crazy. Yeah, but you know what's important here is how we kind of end with this paragraph that's almost female empowerment, right? Because I think that's kind of what we're getting out of Sam's character is, you know, despite seeming like a sort of vulnerable teenage girl that's utterly confused, we're seeing like these instances of sort of power or whatever. Sorry to psychoanalyze every piece of documentation I read here, but it's kind of hard not to do that, you know, when the very nature of this game is like voyeurism. You know, definitely raiding through a house here that's so meticulously detailed. How can you not feel like you're invading upon the lives of people, despite how digital they are? Okay, so we're like nearing 30 minutes here, so I'm going to try to wind up. In fact, we're going to be over 30 minutes, but I'm going to try to wind up pretty quick. Just to kind of end the episode, and I'm trying to kind of end it on more of a high note rather than talking about minstrel cycles, which, I don't know, maybe a high note for some, who knows. World history, throw that down. Anything of value down here? No, discarded pencil. So let's see if we can play a record here. And so maybe this will be the music that sees us off. It's pretty good, right? I think I could do a slow fade to that. So, we're going to end this episode. This has been episode 1 of GameWisp Plays Gone Home. Keep an eye out. Episode 2 will be along shortly. So, with that, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.
I've done the best I could to keep from feeling blue. Can't get you off my mind.